I actually want to talk for a minute about a fuzzier issue as it relates to veterans with disabilities and employment. And that is what is less intuitive and really less understood by many folks who do this work is the very, very powerful relationship between career, work, vocation, and one's self-identity, the story that you tell about who you are. And this was driven home to me in a very powerful way when I met a young Marine Corps veteran a few years back who was participating in one of our programs, who told me a story about waking up in a hospital bed. He was injured in Iraq, and the next memory he has is waking up in a hospital bed in Germany. And once he realized the extent of his injuries, and this was back in 2003, 2004, once he realized the extent of his injuries, he said one of the first things he went to was, geez, I introduce myself to everybody I meet as, hi, my name is Justin, and I'm a Marine. And he said one of the first things he thought of in that hospital bed was, if my career as a Marine is over, how am I going to introduce myself to people? And think about how powerful that is in the context of describing the relationship between career and work and the narrative that we craft to describe who we are. And when you think about the transition from military to civilian life, it is, by definition, discontinuous. When you think about that transition in the context of veterans with disabilities, particularly disabilities that were born out of traumatic injury, that transition to civilian life is not only discontinuous, but is, in fact, by definition, traumatic as well. And part of the challenge then becomes leveraging employment, leveraging career and work, not only to help a veteran put food on the table, but also to help them recraft a sense of who they are and their future self-narrative. It is a less understood but very, very central dimension of why we do this work.